something that rocked the boat. There's a moment of deep embarrassment. It's the first time that the townspeople are putting Anne and Anne's relationship under scrutiny.
As far as I'm concerned, that scene is pretty much a dramatisation of exactly what happens in the diary.
I mean, it's an emotional bomb.
We start the series where it's honeymoon period and Miss Walker has moved into Shibden.
They're all having dinner at the family home at Shibden. Anne's having dinner with the in-laws. And it's all seemingly quite normal.
The family who know but are kind of ignoring this friendship that's under their roof. We should raise our glasses.
Oh, yes. Mrs. Oddie. I prefer her cooking.
It's a happy family scene. It's snowing outside and they're in front of a cosy fire. And suddenly Washington arrives with the Leeds Mercury.
Have you seen today's Leeds Mercury?
No, just the Guardian.
Ah.
Why? What's the matter?
So it was in the aftermath of the window-breaking election of 1835 when a lot of known Tory supporters were attacked by the Whigs. Although Anne didn't have the vote herself because she's a woman, she could and did lean on her tenants to vote the way she wanted them to vote.
Go and tell your brother to get over to him again at 5 o'clock in the morning before he sets off to work and to give a plump up for Mr. Wortley. Both his votes for Mr. Wortley.
Yes, ma'am.
So she was a target for the Whigs.
To brave public opinion attending a meeting like this at such a volatile time, with the country on the brink of civil unrest, no doubt, come the election. You should be more careful. Gentleman Jack.
The way they attacked her was to lampoon her in the newspaper.
In the marriage announcements.
Marriage announcements?
Is it?
I thought you ought to see it.
What is it?
What's it say?
When we were filming this scene, there's a bit of a balance between how much subtext do the actors take on and how much can the camera take on. And let the camera do the work of showing that actually it's not all fine. This is a big deal and she's under a lot of pressure. And so what we did was we had the camera very close to her.
The marriages of Wednesday last. The same day at the parish church in Halifax, Captain Tom Lister of Shibden Hall to Miss Anne Walker of Crownest, near the same place.
So it takes a little bit of the responsibility of indicating that subtext.
What?
It's a joke. It's a skit.
And Lister's very good at turning knowledge
Into power. She takes all the information, reads the room, and then turns it back into a power.
Who would have put that in the Leeds Mercury?
I have no idea.
What's it mean?
It's a send-up.
It was designed to embarrass them. It was designed to humiliate them. It was designed to upset them, and it was designed probably to cause them to argue with each other. Anne Lister in the Journal prides herself on taking it with amusement.
Only the person who spent good money placing it in the paper could see that what was meant to irritate and annoy is in fact taken quietly with such mere amusement.
Anne Lister can take a lot, but when it starts to affect Anne Walker, that's when the danger begins, because she's just not mentally and emotionally strong enough to take it.
Is it funny?
Well, I suppose it's quite amusing.
It's incredibly damning. It's making a mockery of them, and it's the 19th century equivalent of going viral.
Sophie's wonderful in it. She very subtly does this beautiful thing where she kind of twitches and glazes over. You can read a million emotions. Everything's firing off in her head.
She sort of digests it and understands that she needs to just keep face here, because it will do a lot more damage if she just falls to pieces.
It's very good. It's very funny.
Inside, she starts to crumble bit by bit, and I think a very poisonous seed has been planted inside her that as much as she pretends everything is fine, there will always be somebody out to damn her, basically.
Well, who's Captain Tom Lister?
Surely they don't think you've married Miss Walker, Father, or if they do, they've got your name wrong.
My understanding is why it would have been Tom Lister is a guy, you know, like a tomboy.
They don't mean me.
Tom was a slang word for the unspeakable. I mean, the word lesbian didn't exist then. It was a pretty direct shot at Anne Lister and Anne Walker.
The threat that people are laughing at her, the embarrassment for Anne Lister.
So it's huge. It's a hugely destructive event.
It's a really heartbreaking scene.